Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest. Is there any celebrity news? Reality TV, which is going to be Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And, of course, today's Jeff Lewis Live, where they finally gave us all the ChumpCon details. Oh, my gosh. Hope you're having a great day. I am definitely not doing hard 75 or soft 75 or super soft 75, whatever all that stuff is. I don't do things like that, trends. But I did plan to go on a walk today, get outside, and then, of course, do body pump tonight. And now I didn't. So I didn't. Anyways, get comfortable in comments. If you are new here, make sure you hit the thumbs up button before you get into the comments. Let us know where you're from, what you think. I want you to we don't do the call in anymore. Push the button at the very top. I put the link in if you want to join on to have a question or a comment towards the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the thumbs up. Debbie was first, Kimberly J, Deborah, Dory, Diane, what all the D's, Lucy, Topper, Tiffany Chump, Michelle, Nurse M, Marla, Dawn Eden, Christina, T with Tambo. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. I took my third Wegovy shot last night at 9 p.m. No side effects today. It's only the start of week 3, though. I'm not feeling the whole like, oh, I can't eat it all type thing, which is a good thing, right? I mean, our bodies are meant to eat. But I am going to try to stay on the lowest dose, which is 0.25 of the Wegovy for me, as long as possible. Hey, Jen and Dee, how are y'all? But anyways, other than that, I'm feeling great. I am finding new recipes, so please share them with me. Found there's a lot of chumpettes either already on GLP-1s, the medications, or considering it, or they have been on it. So I did start a little thread in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group so we can chat there. It's a little bit easier. Feel free to tag me in good recipes, easy high protein recipes. I definitely want to know what those are. Wait, what? Raquel says, it's funny how they removed the video of Jeff Lewis' show, and today's show was all about how to sell the chump stuff. Yeah, but they can say that on audio too. I don't understand. I'm probably not understanding. Anyways, hey, from Michigan, Bone. Okay, let's get into it. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Not a lot of celebrity news. The only thing I've got is Shannon Medore is finally officially announced. I think I'd seen this news already, or the slip under the Bravo and Cocktails, I think, had let it out. I'm not really sure. Why is that banner not on? You know, I like that banner to go. That's not the one that I want on. I want to hit the thumbs up and subscribe button on. Anyways, and now I'm going to take it off because it bugs me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm having a mood today. My teenagers just came in, so they don't always, but sometimes they can put me in a mood. Okay, Shannon Medore was announced that she is going to be on this cruise. This is the one that Jen Aiden was supposed to be on with Dolores Catania and Teresa Giudice. It is in September. Obviously, quietly, Jennifer Aiden gave up her spot by being a complete and absolute and utter bitch at the airport recently and posting it so proudly. So Shannon Medore has taken her place. Am I interested? No. Was I interested before Shannon Medore? No. Do I think Shannon, Dolores, and Teresa are going to be a draw? I really don't. Like, I don't know. I should have redid my ponytail. My hair is so greasy. I don't know. I think this could be a situation that I've seen too often with the Housewives where they promote something and then all of a sudden it just goes away. In other words, there were little to none ticket sales to make it worthwhile for them to do, right? So that's not going to surprise me at all if this happens. I mean, September is probably a good price. I'm hoping they priced it accordingly because September is almost always when the kids are back in school. So it's a much cheaper price to cruise in general. I don't know. I just, if BravoCon is going to be, well, they've already announced the dates for 2025. What is it? Is it November or October? Anyways, a lot of those are going to be the same fans. So are they going to go on a cruise and also BravoCon? BravoCon 2025 dates are November 14th, 15th, and 16th in Las Vegas. So that's pretty soon after that. You know what I mean? I don't think so. N says the same might happen with ChumpCon. Okay, give me your thoughts. Okay, we're definitely going to chat Real Housewives of Beverly Hills first, and then we will get into Jeff Lewis. And especially the second hour, I will go over all the ChumpCon information that they gave out. I made a video. I was also going to play the clip that they aired where they list every chump that is on their dream list, as Shane was in the background going, don't do this, because then you're going to have people DMing me going, well, I'm not going if that person's not going. Is there more fighting within the chumps that we're not aware of? Like, I thought he got rid of the problem, but Shane was definitely super nervous about naming off all these chumps. And I think what it's going to be is you've always got people saying, I want to go. I want to go. Like, I mean, there were several that I thought of earlier. Not Paul and Patrick. They are on the list. Starts with a P. He now lives with his girlfriend in New Jersey, Boston, New York City. Who is that actor? Anyways, he'll be dying to go. I didn't hear his name on the list. So it's going to be interesting, people that think they're a chump and maybe they're not. So yes. Tea with Tambo. We usually don't talk news, but yes, is devastating. My husband saw it first on the TV last night because they broke in, and then he came in and told me about it. First thing, he thought it was two planes that collided. Then it came out that it was a helicopter, a Black Hawk helicopter, and a smaller plane with like 60 something people on. I think everyone has perished. So young kids, families, just they're the only it's not even good. You know what I mean? Take this the right way. The only thing is they're now already saying that the helicopter and its passengers and the plane and its passengers and employees probably had no idea what was going to happen. So that's the only thing, is that they literally weren't even stressed for half a millimeter of a second, right? So yes, all of our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in that just horrific crash last night in the Potomac area. We were watching it last night as the news unfolded. Pej Vidal, yes, he's the one. Thank you so much. Oh, and Lisa in Kentucky's got her grandbaby. Don't y'all love her grandbaby's name? Oh my gosh. Dory says, darling, lots of bitchy queens. They will always fight. Oh my gosh. The Jeff Lewis ones. Oh my gosh. Yes, Gretchen is back on OC. I know Sarah's happy. Yes, I am. I reposted it last night. I love the name Harlow. Yeah, I saw it last night. It was just awful. The junior skaters. I know. Okay. We're not getting into Trump stuff. Okay. Hold on. Okay, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 9 it was actually 2 nights ago. I finally watched it last night because Tuesday night I was out with the girls. I don't know how to say the entitled housewife. The girls. She says it the best. The girl. I can't even do it. The girls. I don't know. Anyways, I like to say girlies when I talk about my friends or girlfriends. But anyways, I was out for dinner and seeing Mean Girls. So I did watch Beverly Hills last night, and we will chat about it now. Kyle and Dorit. I mean, if these ladies don't look like they're 28 years old, literally, I do not know what they're doing besides spending all their dang money and sitting in glam for 3 hours a day. But you got to hand it to them. Kyle and Dorit, especially for some reason, the lighting, the hair, the makeup, was there a filter? I have no idea, but they looked exceptional on last night's episode. Just in the little scene where Kyle was at our house and had those wrist things on. I guess she had some sort of injury she didn't talk about from weightlifting, or like carpal tunnel, or tennis elbow, or whatever all that stuff is called. Dorit looked amazing. They literally look 28 years old. It's uncanny. I'm so over the memes and jokes thing. Basically everyone is saying that Kyle has expectations for other people to share their life, and yet she is choosing to not share her life. She is sharing her life. She's just lying about it. I do not know. And, I've been married almost 25 years. We're all well aware that marriages have their highs and lows, right? But she and Mauricio and their family have been on reality TV for more years that they've been married than not, right? So a very long time. And in the celebrity eye, she and Mauricio both were definitely putting on a persona that they had an ideal marriage. I mean, it wasn't even, it was just like practically French tonguing every time they walked into the kitchen. Mauricio was like throwing the kids in the pool and like, making billions of dollars for them. I mean, his wife is all cute and fit. And no. I don't know how long that marriage, but it didn't end the way it did so quickly, without some rumblings going on. You know what I mean? So I don't like it. I just feel like she's faking it about that. I think she was putting on a different persona to Dorit about their friendship and to us, the audience, that maybe that they were closer than they were. But now she's backpedaling. And when they go to the beach to see Garcelle's amazing beach house all done, and they go have this private talk, which was first of all, I thought Kyle is an actress. When they go down to the beach, so they go to see Garcelle's new beach, and she has this big beach party. I'm going to talk about the event planner later because she really looked like she did not want to be there. They're at the beach, this beautiful setup. Garcelle really did them right. It was so nice. Kyle comes up to Dorit as she's ordering a drink, and it was just like she's fumbling on her words, like, can we talk? Is this a good time? I'm like, what do you mean is this a good time? The cameras are up. Like, of course it's a good time. Like, y'all probably planned out exactly when you were going to chat about this, right? Anyways, they kind of work things out. Who knows? I just feel like, Kyle was acting like she is so girl power and she is like on Dorit's side. But now it's almost seems like Dorit's saying like she picked PK in the separation, or eventual divorce. I don't know. I just feel like she's been like faking her marriage, not even faking. What do you call it? Just like being very, I don't know. Just like the whole thing, like she still hasn't said exactly. She hasn't exactly denied. She hasn't exactly admitted. Like it's very in the middle. We really have no idea what's going on with her and Morgan Wade. It's just weird. I feel like she's like putting on about her first, her best step. When they did the replay of 2020, Kyle looked like a completely different woman. Now, she's kind of gone in phases, but she has had a glow up the last 2 or 3 years for darn sure. I really feel like she looks like someone completely different. Okay, Garcelle's event planner. Did anyone else notice this? I almost took a video of it last night, and then I was just too tired. I took a 45-minute walk last night. I was so proud of myself after I did my Wegovy shot. Garcelle hires a couple of people, the staff, one's a party planner, whatever. And she's like, oh, you're here. I think her name is Nicole or something. And she's like, yeah. Then they zoom into Nicole's face, the party planner, and she looks like she'd rather be taking a shit than sitting in her thing working. And then later she was a little bit nicer later on the beach, but it just looked like she didn't want to be there at all. I don't know. I had no idea Garcelle has Garcelle at home loungewear and stuff, and she decorated her home with all of her stuff. Like I had no idea. Oh yeah, they looked miserable. Like they should have had heat lamps out there. Claire's like they were freezing on that beach. Yeah, 60 something degrees and windy on a beach. Yeah, they looked miserable. Oh, I forgot about the nickname Love Bean. Oh, Debbie says in the Love Bean nickname was just ad nauseum, too forced and fake. Yeah, it's a reality show. I don't need to see your bank account. I don't need to see if he wears boxers or briefs. I don't need to know how many times y'all bang it out a week or a month or a year, whatever. But they definitely, Kyle and Mo were definitely putting on this facade that their marriage, everything was so perfect. Even whenever one of the daughters, which one was it? One of them calls Kyle and she's like alone talking about, I'm alone in this big house. Nobody's there. Their youngest, who was 16, Portia, had spent the night at Mo's apartment. So she was all alone. It was Portia that called. So Portia calls and says, hey, I think the sisters and I are going to go to lunch. Well, I mean, this resonated with me as a mom, because I'd have been like, oh, well, I'm available. Like, let me know. But I kind of get it. They might want to chat privately about what the fudge is mom going through. Like, she's gone all the time. Like, literally, she wants to act like she's always available. No, I see you on TMZ for the last year and a half, 2 years, Kyle. You were always traveling, doing something, and it's not for work. Like, you're with your little friend, Morgan. And like, if y'all are not more than friends, nobody leaves their teenage daughter that often to go hang out with just a friend named Morgan. Like, no, y'all definitely been leaning into the whole gay baiting. And that just, I was the first one to say, this is disgusting. This is awful of her to do. And then she wants to deny, I'm not a lesbian. It's such a terrible thing that Garcelle called me a lesbian. Oh, it's a terrible thing now to be a lesbian? Like, what the fuck are you? What? I am on one. Oh my goodness. I mean, I was not mad at the loungewear of it all. Sharon says, who wears pajamas on the beach? I mean, if I had a friend set up lunch and drinks and dinner, or whatever, the fresh flowers, the last thing I'd want to be wearing is a bikini riding up my butt. Yes, I would want to be in the loungewear, but you know who I wanted to be there? Kathy freaking Hilton. I'm like, where's Kathy Hilton? I wanted her there. Yes, we will talk about cooking kibitz later for sure. Wait, what? Robin says, we talking about Kyle? I saw Kyle parked at a Wilshire department store, the back entry, and she was glued to the front mirror looking and primping. Yeah. And I get it. I mean, she's been an actress her whole life. She is judged on her looks. She lives in LA. She's rich. She's famous. She's maybe going through a moment of her identity, she said, and who she is as not just a mom, not just a wife, but who Kyle is. And I'm like, you've been Kyle, like you've had a career as an actor this whole time, successful or not. And then you've also been on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So why are these people trying to act like they're a normie? Like, I'm a normie. For years, 14 years, I was a wife and a stay-at-home mom. I did nothing else. So I didn't have a career. I didn't sell Tupperware. I didn't sell Scentsy. I didn't do any of that. So for her to act like, oh, I'm a normie, and I'm like, oh, who am I besides a wife and a mother? You have your identity. Like, you literally have this TV show and like get to hang out and do things and whatever. Oh, Tea with Tambo said Kyle just did an interview and said she wants to fall in love. I've seen her with Morgan Kyle. She's been with Morgan Wade. I'm sorry, I keep saying Morgan Kyle. She's been with Morgan Wade recently. She has. So anyways, it's just weird. Like, just don't try to act like you're a normal person struggling with, like, who am I? Like, you've had your own stuff. You had a boutique. You've had a TV show. You've been a producer. You're on this show, what have you. And the whole sexuality and the gay baiting of it all just really ticks me off. It did make me sad when Dorit started to tell a very heartwarming and emotional story about her young son, Jagger, hearing about the Instagram post and asking, are y'all divorced? Like, what's going on? And then Sutton was like, I almost wonder, like, Sutton just, her social cues are off. Like, she's just a little bit quirky. I've noticed it on the show. I noticed it on Jeff Lewis Live when they talk about going to what's the bar they go to and play the game, the High Tops, and play the trivia game on Tuesday nights. She's very, like, adamant about the rules and stuff. I get that they needed to get on the road, but it's also a TV show. Like, they weren't going to a live event that started at such and such time. They needed to get on the road all together to go to Garcelle's house where they were filming. So to me, production, I guess they can't step in, but I would have been like Sutton, Shut your fucking mouth. Like, let her talk. Like, this is an emotional moment. Let me think. Who all was there? All of them. So Bose's situation was a little bit different because her ex happened to pass away. I think, weren't they already in the middle of a divorce? I feel like they were already separated when he was diagnosed with cancer. But all of them were moms, except for Jennifer Tilly. But, all of them have been through a divorce. Most all of them are moms and have been through a divorce with children. So the fact that Jagger is so young and he's been on the show since he was literally a toddler, I wanted to hear how Dorit handled that and how Dorit had always said, we're just not going to tell them. We're just going to let them think, oh, this is normal. Daddy is always away and that's whatever. Yeah. Jordy says Sutton is sweet. I think she could be a little bitchy sometimes too, though. Jordy says Sutton is sweet, but just a bit awkward and boring, to be honest. I mean, yeah. And the way she had those pants, the loungewear pulled up to her, it's kind of funny. Oh, wait. Claire says Bose has been on a podcast recently talking about her hairline. She's so interesting. Oh, okay. So she has a hairline. Okay. Anyways. Can you be? T with Tambo says, did y'all know or hear about that Kyle Richards is an executive producer on the show, or did I hear it here? Probably so. I can't keep things straight these days. I don't know that they would be allowed. Well, no, that's not true. Because Lisa Vanderpump was an executive producer and Ken Todd on Vanderpump Rules, which we now know officially. I've heard the rumblings too, and he's definitely alluded to it, that Michael Beck is going to be the showrunner on the new Vanderpump Rules. So that should be very good. Wait, which one? Debbie says, I can't stand when she talks about the money she has. It's totally classless. You don't brag about money when is Erica struggling to make ends meet? I mean, I don't know. Who though? Who's bragging about their money? I can't think of who you're talking about on that one. Anyways, I just don't feel like Kyle has to pick a side. I feel like they weren't besties for the resties. Dorit is kind of going through what some of the other housewives are saying. Oh, I thought we were closer friends. Like on Salt Lake City, they're dealing with it. What's her face thought she was closer friends with Lisa than she was. And she's like, oh, Lisa says we weren't that close of friends. I guess we weren't that close of friends. It's the same thing. If you are not hanging out when the cameras are off or when the cameras are down, you're not that close of friends. And that's the problem. That's going to be the downfall of these shows. That is the major problem with Real Housewives of New York new cast. None of them were really good friends before. And it shows. And I've given them 2 seasons now. It's not going to last. And now we learned on the reunion that Uba is living with her boyfriend in Connecticut. So how is she going to come back as a housewife? Like, is she gave up her apartment because it was so expensive and it had water damage. Like, is she going to live with somebody? You know what I mean? Oh, wait. Oh, I do watch that show, Robin. That guy got mad at me one time. I'll tell you a Joy of Everything story real quick. So Joy of Everything is a huge account on TikTok. I don't know if he's anywhere else, but he goes TikTok live a lot. So he had recorded, he was live with Heather McDonald out in front of Craig's when she did the whole thing about, I guess his fans in the comments. He knew none of that. And he was like, ask about Jeff Lewis. And she was like, who? And he was like, oh, I don't know. He's like a, radio show. And she's like, who? Heather McDonald was purposefully shading Jeff Lewis out in front of Craig's. She knew exactly what she was doing. And Joy of Everything had no idea what was going on. So somebody sent me the live or the clip of it. And I went and watched it and then screen recorded it. So I didn't know when the guy went live. I didn't know that he was live then or later or an hour ago. I didn't know anything about it. I just had the video sent to me. So then I took the short clip of it and then reposted it, made a video about it. And then he commented in the thing like, oh, thanks a lot, Sarah from Texas. You could at least wait till I credited him. I even said courtesy of Joy of Everything and tagged him. I mean, there's no rule on like when, if somebody sends me content, I'm going to post it. Like, I'm not going to go and double check. Oh, when did he go live? Has he posted it yet? It's a live. That is the point of TikTok, is that it's live. So when I took a video clip of it that somebody had sent to me in the DMs, I don't know what the time frame of that was, but he called me out and I was like, whatever. Anyways, I do watch his account though. Robin says Joy of Everything interviewed her in front of Craig's and she was rude. Sutton, it's a former TMZ on TikTok. He's a nice guy. Yeah, no, I think he's great. He didn't block me, so that's a good thing, right? I can still see his account, so that's a good thing. Oh yes, you know who I don't like the bragging. I don't like the brands of it all. I don't like Jennifer Tilly's bragging. You know, oh, what a beautiful necklace. Oh, thank you, it's Chanel. What a nice purse. Oh, thank you, it's Louis Vuitton. Oh, I like your dress. Oh, thank you, it's Gucci. Like, no, we see the Gucci t-shirt you're wearing. It's probably $800. I don't know. I'm just fine with my $13.99 t-shirt from TJ Maxx. I really am. But I also, if I wear something fancy and it's fake, I'm going to be like, oh, well, this is a fake ring, or these earrings are from TJ Maxx or whatever. Like, I didn't like that at all. You know what I mean? I just figured we're going to go back. I thought production or somebody else, like we see Erica giving the side eye to Sutton, and she said something in the confessionals. I think she should have said right then and there, hey, you know what? You're being really rude by cutting her off. We have plenty of time to go, but I want to hear what Dorit has to say about her son bringing up this emotional topic of, are you and daddy divorced? Like, that was real. And, you know, I don't know. Did y'all see the car commercial? So I normally fast forward through the commercials, Obvi, and I see someone and I'm like, what? Jennifer. I was like, that's Salt Lake City. I'm like, what? So I pause it and I go back. It's a Jeep commercial with Dorit and then Jennifer, the realtor owner of Sold on Salt Lake City, doing like a collab commercial. I mean, it was better than Lisa Barlow's Karastay or whatever it's called, Karastay, whatever it is, but it was so bad. I was like, nobody, like, full on commercial. Like, no. So bizarre. So bizarre. Who's cute? Somebody says he's touchy, just had a baby. So cute. That makes me think of the Justin and Blake Lively nonsense. Like, every hour something new is coming out. It's crazy. I just saw a story yesterday from my girl, the Sarah Fraser Show. Catch her out on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or podcast everywhere. And somebody had put out a story, this YouTuber, that she had worked on the set with what's that big show she was on? Anyways, years ago, of with Blake Lively, and that she was really rude to everyone, and then she would fart and burp like obnoxiously on the set. And they said that it's like her farts didn't stink and she wanted everyone to smell her. And I'm like, ew, like girl, if you've got a history of being a hag, that's all going to come out. So maybe you shouldn't be bringing all this out when all the people are going to now come out and be like, oh no, Blake Lively, like, you don't even have a good reputation anyway. Yeah, Gossip Girl. Like, exactly. Like, what? I mean, I just wonder what her and Ryan Reynolds or Ryan or whatever are thinking right now. It's just crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Jennifer Tilly will be back. I don't know. Gosh dang it. I guess I didn't charge my light went out. Anyways, okay, now it feels all dark in here. Oh, you think she's performative? Jet says, I like Jennifer Tilly, but I think she's too performative on Beverly Hills. I think she's like a background actor. I don't know. You know what I mean? Is it true Lisa's coming back? No. I feel like my friends texted me that yesterday and asked me too. I feel like somebody just brought this up on Andy Cohen, and he absolutely, on Andy Cohen Live, and he said no. I need to verify that, but I feel like he did. Maybe I did a video on it and forgot. I don't really know. Okay, let's get into today's Jeff Lewis Live. The first hour was Tracy Tudor and Josh Flagg. Josh Flagg was being a dick. He really was, just completely checked out. He was kind of being a dick to Tracy, who they're really good friends most of the time when he's not calling her daughter's names, her teenage daughter's names. But they even sounded a little bit off. You know, we know that Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We know that $1 Million Listing LA is on a pause. It's been on multiple pauses. Josh comes from money. He's got confidence up to the sky. You know, He's been on TV since he was 21. Very successful. He definitely has a very flippant attitude, though. But I just didn't like that he was on his phone, on his computer, saying, "Oh, I checked out. I'm not even listening." Uh-uh. No. Like, I thought it was very disrespectful. And of all people, Jeff Lewis expects a level of professionalism, and I don't feel like he was being professional at all. And I feel like he was really being disrespectful and rude. I don't feel like he's always a dick. Like, I mean, a lot of y'all are saying this in comments. Josh Flagg is a dick. Don't you love the word dick? Asswipe, douchebag. I love a lot of words like that. Oh yeah, he did. I'm sure of it. Yeah. But it was very interesting to hear these two realtors who live and work in the LA area and have their own houses and their own histories and clients. I'm getting emotional about it. They were probably the most honest that I've heard from people, just kind of making it real about what everyone's going through. You know, like a lot of this big persona is like, oh, these people are so rich, they don't need the money. At the end of the day, their home and their things were burned up. And, now, Tracy's like, my clients are thinking, oh, I wish I'd have gotten that. I wish I'd have gotten this. And now this is gone permanently. But they're also normal people now. I mean, trying to get a house in Beverly Hills and whatever, but they're normal people trying to decide, am I going to rebuild? Do I rebuild in a fire zone? Do I rebuild when I only had insurance to rebuild $4 million and this house is going to cost $9 million to rebuild? Like, these are real issues that people are going through. And you also have other people. It just so happens their clients are the more wealthy people. But it just made it more real to think of Jeff telling us about his real estate. His insurance broker that he's had for a long time. And he's like, I haven't slept in weeks. Like, I'm exhausted. He said, I'm working overtime. We've never been through something like this before. We have no idea. Like, people are making up rules and every day something new is coming up. There's also got to be always a worry now. If this can happen, can it happen again? Like, how much can I afford fire insurance? Like, clearly when they all got their fire insurance canceled, they probably had options to get fire insurance somewhere else, but it was too expensive. Like, they were literally priced out of it. Like, it didn't even. Yeah. AUS Fly Girl says it's devastating and help will be needed for years. And I'm well aware of what is still going on in not New York City, North Carolina, Tennessee with the flooding months ago and how everyone's forgetting about that and not talking about that. And I agree. This kind of got a lot more. There had a visual to it. Like, people could, the fire, flooding is a little more, you can't always get in there with the cameras and show it. The fires, they were able to show as it happened. I think people were just seeing that visual. But wait, there's still 2 active fires. See, y'all know I don't watch the news very much. Yeah. Mama Judy says, regardless how much money they have, regardless how much money anybody has, if their home is destroyed by fire, it's awful. Yeah. I mean, just all their stuff, all their memories, the financial decisions, do I buy? Do I rent long-term? Where do I go? My kids are in school. This is where my office is. This is where my community is. It really hit me when Tracy Tudor, especially because, Josh Flagg was being a dick and, playing with himself the whole time. When she really talked about clients that didn't lose their homes completely, maybe they had smoke damage or things like that, but they don't want to go back because there's no one around them. There's no grocery store, the schools, everyone else burned around. It was so crazy. It was so, just really made it real, especially whenever, like I said, when Jeff was saying, hey, I didn't want to bother him with this. I know he's got bigger issues going on, my insurance broker, but I also need to make sure that I'm okay because I realize one of my homes is underinsured. So I need to deal with that. Anyways, it was just the price gouging of it, how they're still trying to figure out like what the legal things are, people trying to raise the price and all this stuff. It was kind of crazy. The flipping off premiere party was last night. He did finally tell us a little bit more about it, but no pictures. Pole and Patrice showed some pictures. So they were invited to the event. I wish we'd have seen a picture of Jeff. Like, talk about it. Talk about the show. Like, I feel like he doesn't promote anything that he does. You know what I mean? So if you watch Flipping Out, I think he's going to be on episode 6, which is the last episode. But he went to the premiere party and just said it was kind of weird and boring, and they really wanted you to like sit and watch the show. Yeah, and the looting that's going on, Charlie says. Yeah, it's a lot awful. Burglaries, yeah, just that knowing that somebody was in your home, lots of stuff. Okay, raise your hand if you want to go to London for Tracy's 50th birthday party. That's a big ask. I mean, London, I'm shocked. It's on HGTV. Flipping Off is on HGTV, or maybe on the TLC app the next day, which today is the next day, so maybe it's free on the app. It's a big ask, but Jeff Lewis is saying that he's going to fly to London for her, like one of the nights of her birthday party. It's August 7th through 10th. He ain't going there. I just don't feel like he will. The travel, I mean, where is London? Okay, I'm in Texas. I have been to London, so we go that way. But does California, do they go that way? Is it closer to them? I don't even know. If he is coming from California this way to London, that's got to be a long-ass flight. Maybe they can go the other way and it's a little better. I don't know. But regardless, I don't think he's going to miss his show. I don't think he's going to do his podcast from there. I don't think he's going to be able to sit on an airplane that long. I think the furthest place he's ever been is France, which all the same vicinity, like once or twice. And that was for Amazon Freebie. Like, I just don't feel like he likes taking off work. Like, he loves working. Yeah. A US girl says, can he endure the international flight? I mean, to knock him out, he'll be so bored, right? I don't know. But I just think it's a big ask. Like, and she's not going to put people up in their hotel. She's probably not going to pay for their flights. Like, if you're rich enough to host a birthday party in London, I think you need to whittle the 118 person invite list down, and you need to pay for it. Like, it needs to be your 8 best friends and y'all all go and rent a house or something. I don't know. Give me your thoughts. I would never host. I mean, I guess about a lot of money. I just feel like as a host, it is better. It's a better look and a better ask. I mean, I get it's not a destination wedding. It's an optional 50th birthday party. I don't know. Yeah. Dana Maria says she needs to pay. I feel like she needs to pay too. And it's a big ask. I mean, these people all work. These people make money. Like, they're going to be missing 1 to 3 days just of getting to London and back. You know what I mean? Thought it was interesting that Josh Flagg is talking to Pole and Patrick. Like, Pole, is he really designing and sewing these housekeeper uniforms for Josh Flagg? How did that happen? Like, does he do housekeeper uniforms? Like, I thought he did beautiful gowns, and like, I've been to whose boutique. Pole does. I mean, he's got these blue dresses that are just this. It's not royal blue. It's like a midnight blue meets in sparkles, and it's beautiful. Like, anyways, I'm curious what the housekeeper uniforms end up looking like. And why do people do housekeeper uniforms? Like, why does Zoila have to wear, like, the Alice, uniform? Like, what? I don't even know. So weird. Is he charging him a lot? He's charging him a truckload. Ramona Blue. No, even prettier than Ramona Blue. Yeah, but only 2 of them. Only the housekeepers, not his assistant Carol that drives him around in the Toyota Camry. It was weird. I'm kind of worried for Doug. Doug every day at 5 p.m. goes and locks up Jeff's house in Hancock Park. Jeff has admitted there's been a lot of crime in his neighborhood and around his neighborhood. There was a squatter. She might still be there. So the fact that this happens and nobody noticed, what if it would have been somebody that wanted to hurt him? What if it is somebody that knows who Jeff Lewis is? What if it's a listener that knows that Doug goes, because he's said it multiple times that he goes and wraps up his house and locks all the doors and stuff every night. And now he told us today it was 5 o'clock or around there. So, I mean, oh, hello? Are we back? Give me a thumbs up. That was weird. Yeah, Jet says, or you can make a non-obligatory, like, hey, I'm having a 50th birthday in London, but it's not a big ordeal. So whoever wants to come can just let me know. I mean, I think if you're doing a 50th birthday in London, it's always going to be a big deal, right? Like, I'm not flying to London to go to Olive Garden with you. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're paying, I'm not going for a $28 meal. So weird. Yeah, Nurse Sim says Jeff has a squatter inside the main house. In the house in Hancock Park that he is getting remodeled right now. So now it's getting close. Call in Robin. What's going on? So dangerous with squatting. I'm trying to see what Robin would call in about. Or call into the show, maybe. I mean, anyways. Yeah, kind of interesting. Why does everyone know about share plums? And has anyone tasted them yet? When you get your share plums, because I'm positive at least 30% of you bought them, let me know. Send me a picture of you eating it. I want to see the texture. I want you to explain what it smells like. What does a fermented plum smell like? Like, no, thank you. I don't need a flat stomach that bad. But, I'm also on Wegovy and Linzess, which, is for my constipation. Okay, tonight, the biggest cooking kibitz ever, live at 5 p.m. Pacific time, Instagram Live, Doug Budin, Budin, 25 chumps will be there. He did a little video earlier that was like, if you're hosting, walk around your house as if you've never been there before and just look and make sure there's places to set a cocktail drink out. Make sure when you go to the bathroom, there's extra toilet paper within view. That way they're not stressing out about, oh my gosh, is this all the toilet paper? It was so crazy. Oh, I don't know. I think our Wi-Fi might be doing something weird. Like I said, I lost power this morning. Or this kind of early afternoon. I don't know. I see myself. So give me a thumbs up if it's okay. It keeps freezing. It must be something with our Wi-Fi. It's so annoying. Okay, Judge Lauren Lake, Michael Becker on the second hour. Let's wrap up and talk ChumpCon. Any questions you have? Are you going? What are your thoughts? Do you think it will sell out ASAP? Do you think people are just going to buy a ticket to resell and make money? Did you already join fansocial.co to get on the email list so you get the first tickets on Tuesday, whenever that is, February 4th, and on Wednesday, tickets go on sale for everyone. $3,000 for the VVIP. But what they just announced today is really interesting. Only 100 tickets are for VVIP. 150 tickets for VIP at $2,000. There's going to be events that are only VVIP. And there's going to be events that are only VVIP and VIP. So 500 tickets total, but only 250 even have the opportunity to get into some of these things, like Chumpioki, is that what they're pronouncing it, with Shane and Monica. There's going to be a special meet and greet and a photo op that's only for the VVIP. Special seating, obviously, for VVIP. But there's some things that are only available to VVIP and VIP. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's not the money for me. I almost feel like if I bought, which I would buy the VVIP ticket. You're kind of stuck with those 100 people, right? Because you're going to be sitting near all of those people. There's really no interaction. So even at BravoCon, there was a certain place to sit, but if I wanted to sit with somebody that didn't have a VIP ticket, I could. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So AUS Fly Girl says $3,000 ticket, add the hotel, the flight, the food, clothes, people are going to be getting Botox, people are going to be buying a new pair of shoes. Somebody's going to be getting a Chanel purse, a YSL. They're not going to show up with their Amazon $30 purse. They are going to go all out. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. It's not till April 11th through 13th in Las Vegas. It's only January 30th. There are going to be some medical procedures done very soon. That way they're all ready and beautiful for Jeff Lewis in the Chumps. I promise you that. Jet says 250 people. That's not, wait, where did it go? That's not exactly intimate or special. Well, there are going to be things that are only for those people. And then at the big event, like the live event, the welcome party, and the after party, those are the three things that you can buy a la carte by themselves as general admission. Tickets for those are going to be in the $250 to $500 each, depending on where you sit. It's going to add up. I'm disappointed that some things like the farewell brunch is now VIP and VVIP only, the Cook and Kibitz with Doug, because now if you wanted to stay till Sunday, there's no point unless you get one of these $250 tickets. I mean, these 250, the VVIP or the VIP. Like you can't even go. So you might as well just fly home Sunday morning and not, I don't know. It's a lot. The VIP is $2,000. I made a video about it. I am going to play for you the list of chumps. Did y'all hear how nervous Shane was when Jeff wanted to announce the list of hosts of chumps? Because he's like, no. We haven't verified that. We haven't even personally invited them. We don't know if they can even make it. People are going to be complaining. I mean, Shane had his thoughts, and Jeff was kind of like, you're kind of shitting on our announcement. And he's like, well, he goes, I'm going to shut off my Instagram. Okay, listen to this where he starts off with Doug and Michael Beck announces all the chumps they hope to come.
Buden, Carney Wilson, Joey Zauzek, Shane Douglas, Monica Casey, Patrick Simpson, Paula Tu, Kelly Dodd, Rick Leventhal, Zach Noe Towers, Judge Lauren Lake, Shannon Bedore, Ryan Bailey, Jamie Kennedy, Mercedes MJ Javid, Reza Farhan, Cynthia Bailey, Crystal Kung Minkoff, Sarah Colonna, Jameson Scala, Michael Beck, Todd Lewis, Carrie Lewis, Jade Catapretta, the Hot Nanny, and maybe one surprise guest that we're saving. Doug Buden.
Okay, who do you think the surprise guest is? I'm assuming Zoila. I never heard. Tiffany Chump, I know you were at the last Chumpmas. How was Zoila? Was she chatty? Was she fun to talk to? Was she fun on stage? Or was she just like a stick in the mud? I feel like I wish she would call into the radio more, or he would hurry up and be live on TV or back on TV again. You know what I mean? Wait, what? The cocktail party seemed fun. Yeah, you can do a lot with $3,000. I mean, yeah. It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. I'm really leaning towards not. I'm just not feeling the vibe. And I don't want to say like the lovers win, but I'm not there to be forced to see a bunch of people who, wish I would go away. Like I'm just not there for that. That would just totally ruin my vibe. I would rather do something else with just chumpettes that I like and want to hang out with. Jet says, did you decide yet if you're going? I don't think I am. I don't think I am. Yes, I'm assuming he's paying. So, okay, let's do the math. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need one of you to do the math. 150 times 2,000. That's how many VIP tickets are. I'm going to do 100 times 3,000 because that's how many tickets they're doing for VVIP. Wow, that's $300,000. Okay, so what is $2,000 times 150? Who can tell me what that is? And then somebody else needs to do, well, we can't really do a la carte. So really only 250 tickets are available a la carte general admission for the live event because there's 500 total and 250 already taken up with VVIP and VIP. So I've got 300,000. Is the other one 300,000 too? So is it 600,000? So 600,000, 25,000 at a minimum for just paying the chumps $1,000 each, right? And then they got to travel. Maybe the hotel puts them all up in a room, but that's a lot too. It's crazy. Dee says it will be organized chaos at best. What it does, one thing that sounds good is that nothing overlaps. It's not like BravoCon where you have to like pick your favorites or leave one event to go to another event to get in line to get a good chair and all that kind of stuff. That would be so annoying. Yes, Susan said, I'd want a Michelin starred meal included for $3,000. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. It was a little confusing. Like even later in the show, Michael Beck was like going over more details. And I was like, literally, I'm writing it down. And I was like, literally confused. I was texting with another chumpette. And even she misheard something, or I misheard something. We didn't even agree on what we heard about some of the ChumpCon information. So I'm like, oh, this is a little confusing. I don't know. Can you say the names again? Well, it's on the show today. This is the names of the people that Michael Beck read. Hold on. Real quick. It starts with Doug.
Doug Buden, Carney Wilson, Joey Zauzik, Shane Douglas, Monica Casey, Patrick Simpson, Pulatu, Kelly Dodd, Rick Leventhal, Zach Noe Towers, Judge Lauren Lake, Shannon Bedore, Ryan Bailey, Jamie Kennedy, Mercedes MJ Javid, Reza Farahan, Cynthia Bailey, Crystal Kung Minkoff, Sarah Colonna, Jameson Scala, Michael Beck, Todd Lewis, Carrie Lewis, Jade Catapretta, the Hot Nanny, and maybe one surprise guest that we're saving.
Dr. Donna wasn't on that list, was she? That's interesting. Was she? Did I miss it? Oh, yeah, I don't think I missed it at all. Yeah, so Friday night is the welcome stuff, the meet and greet welcome stuff. Saturday is kind of a pool party. Later that day is some other stuff, an after party, the live event. And then Sunday is the brunch, the farewell brunch with Cooking Kibitz with Doug. And you can also book stuff on Fan Social. So Jeff and Shane already have a $10,000 dinner booked that Wednesday or Thursday night in Las Vegas. So you can also book that. It can be, somebody is going to spend a lot of money. I think it was 25 people that they said it was going to be. I didn't count, but yeah. Yeah. Just not my thing. I hope he does. I mean, he should make 150 off of this. Jet says Jeff will still go home with a solid 150,000 cash. I mean, he should. That's a whole weekend. That's a Wednesday through Sunday afternoon of stuff. Southern Belle says I'd rather go to Europe. I don't know. It was very interesting. Okay, Jeff, on the second hour, before all that, he did talk about the videos and people complaining to him. And he still says, just complain to Sirius. Like, I can't do anything about it. He is saying that maybe he could call in a video production. It's very clear. It's very different. When I say the video team, that was a few people or whatever hired and employed by SiriusXM to record the entire show and to post it. They own the content. Jeff Lewis does not own this content. He does not own Jeff Lewis Live content. The video clip that Annie puts up, Kian used to do them. Now Annie does them. They're like a minute and a half. It's what I used to pay her to do a promo clip of my podcast 5 days a week. So if you go to Jeff Lewis, this is always so terrible with the lighting. If you go to Jeff Lewis's Instagram and hit that middle button, that's every single, promo that they've done. So these are all Annie's. And then if you scroll really far down, I'm probably sure some of Kian's old ones show up. This is the minute and a half long thing.
She gets up early.
Okay.
Carol just come in while you're naked under the sheets.
Yeah. Oh, that happens to be the Josh Flagg one. Those are ones that he pays Annie to produce to promote the show and get more ratings. So it has nothing to do. He can make money off of that, not a ton, but that is really to get more viewers and listeners to SiriusXM. But now he's saying maybe Jim Thompson, he talked to him yesterday, maybe he's going to bring in his own video people, which is going to cost a lot, and maybe he can release them on YouTube. I don't think he will be able to release them on YouTube because he doesn't own the Jeff Lewis Live. The only thing I think they might compromise on is that they decide 2 podcasts that will go out as Jeff Lewis has issues, And if Jeff pays for the video, maybe he can put that out with that, but he never knows. You can see them, or used to see them on the video during the commercial breaks. And Jamie would say, hey, before you leave, we need to talk about the podcast. That meant they needed to decide. I'm assuming they would think about and pick which podcast was the most popular, right? Which one had the most ratings or whatever, because that's the ones you would think they would want to put out. Oh, Jet says he could get a creator to video it for $1,000 a day, but he's got to get serious approval to release it. Yeah, because they own it. And so why would they want to put out the video for free when they're already putting out the audio for free and making money? But why would they put out the video somewhere else? I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Who was he talking about? Debbie Kate says, did anyone else hear Jeff Lewis say today they have a new Jeff Lewis Live therapist? Maybe he was joking around. Did you also hear that little dig about Aurora? Michael Beck brought up and reminded us that Aurora is the one that Jeff thinks took the necklace of Monroe's and then put it back. Remember? And he's like, yeah, but I don't have any proof. And I'm like, yeah, but you kind of said it on the radio. Like, I'm shocked Aurora didn't just quit. She must need his money bad, because he's also said he would never fire her. Crazy. Yeah. Lincoln the Golden says him putting up the video on YouTube would make everyone get rid of Sirius XM, because we'd rather we wouldn't really. Crazy. Yes. Jet says there's no way he can release it on YouTube unless Sirius XM makes the deal. Even Watch What Happens Live only releases clips on YouTube, no rights to the whole show. Because even just like me, this is what I was talking about with last week with the podcast course that my friend Sarah Fraser has put out. When I'm watching it, her advice about having a podcast was don't put it up on YouTube. You might make a little bit of money, but it's not worth it. You need to tease it, put up a little bit, and then tell everyone else, listen to the audio podcast on Apple or Spotify or Amazon or wherever. That's where you're going to make your money. So really, when I have 2,000 views or 8,000 views on my YouTube, I mean, I'll tell you anything. Let me figure out how to look at it. Let me see. It all depends on how long they watch and how long, I don't know what it depends on, but it depends on all the stuff. Let me see if I can find some numbers for you, and I'll tell you what I make. Okay. But I can tell you if I pushed people to listen to the audio on a podcast and it wasn't available as a video, not the live, because I'm always going to make that live available because I love interacting with y'all. So here's one. Let me find one. Oh shoot, where's it at? Okay. This has 2,300 viewers. Oh shoot, it doesn't tell me the money. I think I can do it, but only on the computer more. Anyways. Well, look, January earnings so far, this is the end of the month. I've made $769. Okay. So that's on everything I do. Last month, I made $514.47. So let's not think I'm paying my mortgage with any of this. You know what I mean? I mean, that's literally going live every day and then posting a bunch too. So anyways, so that's why people only put a little bit up on YouTube and then, put up the live the podcast. That way everyone can listen there. If I had an extra 2 or 3, 5,000 people listening a day on the podcast, woo, I might pay my mortgage with that one. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm super transparent. Why is my thing blurry? Is this my website? What's going on with this? It's driving me nuts. Yeah, Shanda said, Jeff said he would never fire Aurora. Could the next necklace be subtle pressure for her to walk away? I mean, that necklace thing hasn't been brought up in a long time, but I'm shocked she didn't put her foot up his ass, because I would have been like, you need to go on the radio and say, I absolutely didn't do that. Like, I've been with you. I've been with your grandmother, all of that. It's crazy. Anyways. Okay. Well, that's about it. We have, I really wanted to chat naked yoga with y'all. The happy boyfriend pose of it all, the camel toe leggings of it all. I cannot imagine a bunch of assholes and the smell and the sweat and the ball stains. I'm literally thinking the yoga poses, men just farting everywhere. I mean, you get in a certain yoga pose and there's there's really no, I mean, Jet says, why do Rick and Kelly make so much on their lives with gifts like $10 and $20 and $30 tips? And how come you don't do that? I think y'all can give me gifts. I've seen people do it. So I think y'all can. Is it called a gift? I don't know what it's called here. I think you can. I don't know where the button is. I don't see it on my end, but I think it is because I've gotten like last week, somebody sent me like $10 and then it brings up and says like a dollar sign and says, did a blurry filter happen? I don't know what's going on. Something weird. I have no idea what's going on. Yes, it is blurry. Anyways. Well, that's annoying to me. Yes. I mean, Shanda says ball stains and puffy uterus. Love your lingo. Well, let's not talk about the puffy, super stickers and super chats. Yes, it's called a sticker on YouTube, and you can send those, I guess, if you have your thing attached. So, yes. Thank you. Lori says Sarah doesn't ask for tips, but Rick and Kelly do. Anyways, it's so blurry. I look like I'm drunk looking at here. It's so like my camera down here. And then here it's so blurry. So anyways, we are going to wrap things up. But thank you so much for joining live. It's always up as a replay every time. Please hit the thumbs up. Please make sure you're subscribed. If you care to comment, I would really appreciate it. It does help with the whole analytics and algorithm and stuff. Thank you. See, AUS Fly Girl. See, that's a sticker. She sent me $10. Thank you so much. I wasn't talking about that so you would send me a sticker, but thank you so much. And then it goes up as a podcast everywhere. It's Sarah from Texas. When you go to the podcast, wherever you listen, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, if you will hit the button that says follow the show, that makes that podcast realize, oh, other people want to. That's kind of like a subscribe. There's a button on your podcast, like here's my podcast stuff. It looks like it's so blurry. The purple podcast button. Oh, you can't see it because it's so blurry. Anyways, there's a thing that says subscribe, follow the show. Then you will get notifications when I pop up with a podcast. And I'm going to start doing more lives because I'm going to start having more guests on. I've got 3 guests coming up soon that are going to talk nutrition, especially nutrition for those of us on GLP-1 medicines or those considering the GLP-1 medicines. I've got another person going to talk nutrition and how just a lot of stuff, and another one that's going to talk GI issues. So I'm going to, in 2025 and going forward, just make sure you're following me on YouTube and you hit the button that says notify me, because most of my podcasts, if the guest is okay with it, I'm going to make them go live with me, not make them. I'm giving them the option because I want the audience to be able to ask questions, and then it will go up as a replay on YouTube and then as a podcast at Sarah from Texas. So those podcasts, the title would be called Ask Sarah from Texas, but it will all be found in the same place. No difference. So the podcast that I did a week or 2 ago with Susan Olson about the GLP-1s, that picture says the thumbnail, if you will, on YouTube. That's the only thing that's different. It says Ask Sarah from Texas, and then what the subject. All the other ones say reality water cooler and then the date. Does that make sense? Can you see those? So under the live, under my show, under Sarah from Texas podcast, under the live, 5 days a week at 4 p.m. Eastern, I will do reality water cooler where we do celebrity news and all of that. So see all of these, and then we'll get down here somewhere. And there's one that says, Ask Sarah from Texas. And of course I can't find it now, but okay. There it is. It's the same color. Maybe I should make it a different color. See right there, it says Ask Sarah from Texas. And then it says what it's about. All you need to know about the GLP-1 shots. So anyways, it doesn't really, everything's going to be in the same place. Ask Sarah from Texas podcast. So anyways, thank you, Lori, for sending a sticker. I really appreciate it. Okay. I will see y'all tomorrow. Same place, same time. Say thank you so much. If you are brand new and you have not commented, make it a point tomorrow. Get comfortable in comments. That is the best way to get to know each other and build our community. It is so much more fun than just watching and not commenting. I promise. Okay. See y'all tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern.